It is time.
All right, we're gonna listen to a new track that I think just came out on Friday, or at least the album did. The album's called Cherry. The artist is Daphne. If you're not familiar with Daphne, it's a pseudonym of the artist also that goes by Caribou, but Daphne is
Oh,
more of his club leaning sort of slightly weirder tracks. But Dan Snaith is the name of the artist. I think just like a brilliant, really creative artist. If you ever get a chance to see Caribou live, they are one of the most fun, like electronic leaning, but like bands that I've seen.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, and this
yeah.
this new Daphne record is really wild. So yeah, if you're not familiar, definitely dig into Caribou and dig into Daphne.
All right, we're going to be listening to Daphne off of their October 7th, 2022 album Cherry. We're here on Galaxy Jams Reacts, and we're listening to the song Crimson.
Got the synth again.
Right.
Top, yeah.
It's a theme.
I love it.
Ooh, I love that. It's like a bass synth, too.
Filter change on that. That's cool.
It's a cool march. It's almost like Goa trance. Sounds video gamey.
Dang, this is dope. I love this.
Dope.
Didn't
Dang, what a
realize
ride.
how short the song
That
was. I was getting ready to look
soundscape.
for the middle of it, the stop it, but I was like, I'll just let go.
Yeah, what a
It was
ride.
great.
That was pretty
I
awesome.
love that, how that it was just built up and built up and built up and just added to. That's really, really cool.
I feel like
Yeah.
the entire thing was just made by like one instrument with just like a little kick bump and then to keep it going.
It's so funny. I have a modular synth called the Cobalt 8, and I'm still playing around with it. And a lot of the sounds sound like they came from something similar to that, including the way that the filter sounds and everything. But Jesse, what made you bring Crimson?
So I think this is a good example of like if people are not drawn to electronic music, they might hear this and be like, "Why do you listen to this?" But for people that are like into synths and and dig it. It's like, wow, this is to me, it's like so cool. It's like it doesn't fit in a genre. It's like, here's another interesting example. Like there's not really a melody, but like what he's doing is so like hands on of like those synths becoming like more dissonant and like going out of tune and like developing naturally. It's just like a I don't know, like a way to make music that's not just your straight ahead verse chorus stuff. And I saw someone in the chat mentioned Aphex Twin. I definitely have a similar. I mean, definitely different than the really like chopped up beat, but the like weird synth stuff. Like I just love it. I think it's so creative.
Yeah, it also sounded like chiptune as well. I was getting like a lot of video game vibes from that, and
yeah, especially with that like white noise percussion.
Right.
It's just like everything's a classic synth sound.
8-bit sound.
yeah. And another thing that I'm thinking about when we listen to all of these songs is something that we go back to on the show, which is like when artists like break the rules, right? And it's like the only way that you can break the rules is if you know how to follow them in the first place. And I feel like an artist like Caribou, who's probably very prolific with the music that they're making under the pseudonym DAPHNI, it's like a way for him to break his own barrier that he's created amongst himself with like his brand and stuff like that. And like some of the things like I would notice, like it was like almost teetering out of control, you know what I mean? But not.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, definitely
sometimes
with the tuning.
exactly.
pushing it,
Sometimes
yeah.
like some of the notes would be like blah, you know what I mean, like for a second. But I feel like it's like all like
It's intentional. Like
exactly.
It just makes it really intense when you do that, you know?
it is interesting, Jesse. You said that like somebody who messes around with synths will see that type of music as something different, because before I started messing around, and I'm not like proficient with synths or anything like that, but I'm getting into the world of them now, and I can hear all of the things that I've played around with on the different synths I've been on listening to a song like that. Whereas prior to that, I would have maybe asked like what was going on. My brain wouldn't have been able to follow it. So I think that's definitely insightful that people that are into that kind of music are definitely going to listen to it with a different filter.
Yeah, and someone in the chat mentioned Buchla, and I had like similar thoughts. Just like the that whole approach is just like trying to get outside of the norm, like trying to get into things that weren't done before, or approaches that just lead to different things. So but I think DAPHNI does a really good job of like if you put that on and I was at a club, like I think it would feel like really dancey. And I think sometimes it's like, especially the modular and like synth leaning stuff allows you to get way weirder than you could with some other kind of styles. So, and still keep that sort of like I don't know, like dance energy.
Yeah, and if anything, this could be like an interlude that you put like in between your bangers, right, to kind of keep people like on tip top before you're dropping them back in. And to those people that listen to this and don't really get it, I just say to them that you must not have robot ears. You know.